Right, hello, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope everyone is doing well today, mate. I really do hope that. And welcome to the video, which it's kind of a Chelsea news video, but not exactly. There's just some things I wanted to talk about, and I've been thinking about Chelsea today as I was walking in the sunshine, and there's some things I want to discuss, whether it be the way Chelsea played against Aston Villa and generally what Chelsea have of problems. Also, Alex Telles is sort of resurfaced again in the news, in the media, saying Chelsea are likely to sign him again. Who knows what's happening there? But I did actually want to compare a couple of his metrics with Ben Chilwell, show that to you guys, and pretty much pose the question, is Alex Telles going to sort out Chelsea's defensive issues? And they do have defensive issues. Also, apparently Frank Lampard's got up to 200 million euros to spend on the transfer market. We are not done yet. Although that sounds like a radical figure, and I'm not entirely sure that amount of money would be spent this summer transfer window, I do maintain there is a lot of money to spend, and I've done a whole video explaining why Chelsea have got a lot of money, so probably won't be far off. And there's more news stories circulating regarding Kai Havertz, German superstar, that Chelsea are considering making the big bid that would be required to secure the young forward. Although Chelsea aren't particularly closer to any other club than signing him, Chelsea remain one of the big clubs that are really interested, and for me, well, upon reflection, I think Chelsea probably do have a really good chance of signing him if indeed they really do want him, because Frank Lampard has been speaking recently to the press and he's saying, yes, we're very happy with the quality we've brought in already. Of course, he's referring to the likes of Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner, but he goes on to say we're looking to add more. We're confident we can secure the people who we want. That sounds very good indeed. So who knows, one of those people could be a Kai Havertz and perhaps a left back as well. Of course, we've all been talking lately how Chelsea need a centre-half maybe, and to be honest, man, that game against Aston Villa just further demonstrated how frail Chelsea are at the back. Anyway, if you want daily content, a quick reminder to subscribe to Football Therapy, because I'm uploading all the time, man, and you might enjoy it. And if you're a returning visitor that watches the content but you're not subscribed, just do us a favour, mate, click the sub button, then the bell notifications icon, followed by a lovely little video like, and if you're already subbed, why not like this video, man? Alright, let's get into it. You know what, let's start off with the defensive stuff and the stuff I've been thinking about today. Check out this graphic from understat.com, pretty much presenting to you the numbers of the game against Aston Villa. Although Chelsea dominated in terms of deep progressive passes in the opposition box, and of course we know they had 75% possession in that game, which is ridiculous, the game's being touted as a performance that was entirely Chelsea dominance, and I would like to challenge this. As you can see on this graphic, Chelsea's XG is actually significantly lower than Aston Villa. So why is that? Well, Chelsea have a lot of what I call benign possession in and around the opposition box. Now, not quite necessarily as bad as Maurizio Sarri's Chelsea when Chelsea was struggling to complete Sarri ball, but it's something similar at the moment. Now, I'm not criticising Frank because he doesn't want this to happen. In fact, the plan isn't this at all. It's to be direct and take risks and score goals. Unlike Maurizio Sarri's football, it's much more risky and high reward. Essentially a lot of goals, theoretically. But Chelsea being vulnerable on the transition, on the break, when the centre-halves are doing silly things like mistakes from Rudiger and Christensen, they both made mistakes in that Villa game, you leave clear-cut chances for Aston Villa, hence them having a higher XG than Chelsea. To be honest, man, I don't feel so bad about conceding 1.5 XG to Aston Villa. It's frustrating, it's bad, but really, the issue is up the other end why Chelsea's is so low. They need someone to put away chances and basically make that deadly final pass. And to be honest, Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner should sort that out, hopefully. But you need additional quality, so that's why I do get excited when we're linked with the likes of Kai Havertz. Now, it's being touted around the media that it would take a bid around 80 million euros from Chelsea to try and convince Leverkusen to sell Kai Havertz. He's only got 1 year left on his deal, which sounds like an incredible transfer fee for a player playing for Leverkusen with 12 months left on his contract. But the truth is, he's one of the most highly desired forwards in Europe, and Yeah, loads of teams want him, basically. Although Frank Lampard has made positive comments about making additional signings, and people close to Chelsea are pretty much saying Chelsea will spend money, decent amounts of money, still in this transfer window. Can this happen? Well, Chelsea, like I said a few times on this channel, are very, very interested, and it's been confirmed by sources in England and in Germany around football media, journalists and etc. that is the case. But although certain media outlets are saying Chelsea are leading the race, other German outlets like Bild are saying no, that's not true. Chelsea are interested, but it's completely open as things stand. Now, I'm always echoing the same sentiments when it comes to Kai Havertz about how, for him, from looking from like the outside in, it would suit him a lot to go to Bayern Munich because they'd have a long-term succession plan for, you know, Müller and Lewandowski leaving, because he's really that kind of player. But of course I would love him at Chelsea because he is that kind of player that can squeeze in between the lines and take chances, and really he's the kind of player that will crank up a team's XG when they're just camping outside the opposition box with possession. Kai Havertz is another one of those players, like Hakim Ziyech, like Timo Werner, that could make the difference for Chelsea Football Club, man. So generally, I'm keen, and the more I think about it and reflect on it, I'm massively on the train for trying to get Kai Havertz. At first, I was sort of like, well, I don't think we really need him, and although I think Chelsea will do very well with Werner and Ziyech regardless, if you can add that kind of player that will offer exactly what Chelsea are lacking, then it could be incredibly smart business as well. I'm not saying Chelsea are leading the race, because apparently they're not, but the facts how they're in for the player, the facts how Chelsea could afford to buy him, for me means I think Chelsea should buy him. Anyway, I'm really interested in getting your thoughts on this, because I'm always down in the comment section of my videos, and a lot of you guys are still saying, we don't need him, we don't, you know, what's the point of buying him, we need defenders. I mean, stop thinking about defenders just for a moment. I know we're giving away like 1.5 XG to Villa on transition, which is bad, but that's because they're staying in the game. They have that mentality of, we're not defeated yet. Frank Lampard's often talked about scoring enough goals, beating down the opposition emotionally so they know they're not in the game anymore. Chelsea are not doing that, they're not scoring the goals. So by getting in someone like Kai Havertz, scoring 1-2 goals in the first half, you know, that could be the massive difference, so they don't, you know, the belief leaves them. It's a game of like psychological chess football in many ways, you know. Anyway, I'll leave you guys to discuss that in the comments down below, but I do also want to talk about the fact how Alex Telles has surfaced in the media again. People are talking about him coming to Chelsea. It looks like PSG had wrapped him up at one point, but maybe they're going to give Kurzawa a new long-term deal and trust him. That's going around the rags as well. So obviously Alex Telles is a very, very highly rated left back, playing in Liga NOS, which obviously is lower level of competition, but so was Bruno Fernandes, and look at him, he's doing excellent for Manchester United, so it could work. And obviously he's 27, I think, so he'd be like sort of very much a plug and play, play for a couple of years, do well. Ian Maatsen could hopefully grow in, deputising behind him and then replace him. We know Frank Lampard's priority target is Ben Chilwell, the aforementioned Chili B on this channel. He scored a lovely goal yesterday or the day before. Okay player, high potential, sometimes performs well, has been in poor form defensively for a while. So check out these two stat comparisons on Ben Chilwell and Alex Telles. As you can see on the offensive metrics, Alex Telles comes up on top because of the goals and the assists, but I believe he takes penalties for Porto, so I'm not sure how balanced that is. Certainly still the offensive metrics are better. I think in terms of dribbles or crosses, I forget, Chilwell's a bit better at that, but I was like, okay, well Alex Telles in my head is definitely going to be a much better defender. But check out the defensive metrics comparison. Neither of them are great, to be honest, but the fact remains is Ben Chilwell looks like he's a little bit better than Telles. I actually thought Telles would wipe the floor with him. Well, I think they're about the same actually, you know, if memory serves correct. Point being is, I had this idea in my head that, well, you get Telles because he's going to be much more defensively sound than Ben Chilwell, who seems to be all about going forwards. It's not the case really, man. Now, what do you put this down to? Do you put this down to Porto being a dominant side in Liga NOS and having the ball and not needing to defend much? I don't know, Leicester are a pretty good side as well, and they like playing with the ball as well. I know they're not the best side in the Premier League, but they're one of the best. So it makes me think, do I have to reassess how I think about Alex Telles in terms of his defensive capacity, his defensive capabilities? Maybe my like preconceptions of him aren't what I originally thought, and if Chelsea are to go for an alternative over Ben Chilwell, they should go for Tagliafico of Ajax, because he has got good defensive numbers, and perhaps he will offer that assurance on the sort of left-hand side of the defence for Chelsea Football Club. Anyway, I'm not so sure. I'm really interested in getting all your thoughts and opinions on this, so please do get down in the comment section below, and I'll be down there with you guys having a look at what you have to say. If you've enjoyed this content, I'd urge you guys to please like the video, that's kind. Remember to subscribe if you're new to Football Therapy, and also follow yours truly on social media at Football Yannick. That is it from me today. You lot enjoy the football, and I will see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.